Hello everyone and welcome to Van Tech Corner. Some time ago, I introduced you the Intel N5105 router PC with 4 2.5 gigabit Ethernet port, and I have shown you that this device has a Mini-PCIe connector, and this one can work in both the PCIe bus for Wi-Fi or USB bus for the 4G LTE module. So I also make a video for the QMI tutorials, and when I checked that tutorial, unfortunately thing doesn't work as expected. So I decided to come up with another videos, a new one, to show you the step-by-step of the configuration of a 4G LTE module on OpenWrt x86. Alright, so to get started, you will need at first a 4G LTE module. And right here I have the Quectel EC25E. So you can see that the code is different according to the regions where you are staying, and in your case you may need another module, not the E version, but maybe something different. So we can see that this module right here at the back doesn't have a SIM card slot. That's why your mainboard should have a SIM card slot, SIM card connector, let's say this one. Alright, so if your mainboard have the Mini-PCIe connectors in USB bus, then this will be really great. You can directly connect the module to your mainboard. However, if your PC, let's say just a normal computer, doesn't have the Mini-PCIe connector, then you can use this one. It is a USB to Mini-PCIe connectors in USB port adapter. And the front side you can install the module. At the back you can install your SIM card. Alright, so this can be used for router as well. So let's say you are using the NanoPi R6S at your router and you want to add a 4G LTE connector, then surely you will need this USB to Mini-PCIe adapter. And after that, you can insert the module on top of it, and at the back, you can install your SIM card and then connect your antenna. Alright, so this is about the LTE or 4G module, the adapters, and the mainboard connector. Alright, so beside that, you will need cable, and there are some different standards for the LTE module as well as Wi-Fi module. So make sure you purchase the correct module. So you can see that right here I have another version, it is longer. So please let's take a look right here. You can see that this one is SMA-Female. So please check and get the correct version. Alright, so this one is the cable. And next you will need the LTE's antenna. So right here we have the antenna. Let me show you. So here is another type of the 4G antenna. And then on the other end you will have some types of cable like this. Alright, so I will put some link to the types of the antennas in the video description so that you can check. So basically I have installed the cable on the case right here, and now all I need to do is connect this LTE module to the mainboard. Alright, so let's do that together. So make sure that you have installed the SIM card before installing the LTE module. So that's it. So as you can see right here we have three antenna connector. This one is the main connector, this one is GNSS for GPS, and this one is the out, which is the secondary one. So if you only use one cable, one antenna, then make sure that it is connected to the main port. Alright, so I will do that for now. Alright, so that's it. And now let's install the antenna. Alright, very well. So we are still testing. So I won't install the cover at the back. Now I will go to the PC, install OpenWrt on this USB write, and after that we are going to connect the Ethernet cable to boot up the device. Alright, so now let's go to download.openwrt.org, and then let's go to the stable release right here. It is OpenWrt 22.03.5. So x86, 64, and because the Intel N5105 PC that I got only work with EFI, so I will get the ext combines EFI.img.gz. Very good, the download is completed. So let's open root first application. After that, make sure we have select the correct USB device and select our image. So in this case, it is OpenWrt 22.03.5 x86 64. Let's hit open and hit start to write the OpenWrt firmware to the USB write. Refreshing partition layout, so it takes around 2 minutes to complete writing because anyway the OpenWrt firmware is very lightweight. Alright, so basically it's ready, and now we can remove the USB write to install it on the PC. Now let's connect the USB write to the N5105 router PC. And if you have a monitor, you can connect to the HDMI port or the VGA port to see what is going on. So right here you can see that the router have Ethernet 0, Ethernet 1, Ethernet 2 and Ethernet 3. So in the latest release, the driver for the 2.5 gigabit Ethernet adapter, the Intel i225E is automatically enabled and configured. So by default, Ethernet 0 will be the LAN port, Ethernet 1 is the one port, and the rest is not configured. So now I'm going to connect the one port of this one to another upstream router in order to install packages, and my PC will be connected to this one. So this one connect to my PC. Finally, let's connect the power cable and press the power button to turn it on. So we can see that it is booting up right here. Very good. Let's go back to the PC to continue the configuration. Alright, I will disconnect from Wi-Fi so that I can connect to the PC with Ethernet. So let's see. On identify network, the link speed is 2.5 gigabit, and just now we have a working connection. So let's go to 192.168.1.1 and hit enter. So by default, there is no password. So let's go to administration to set up a new password. Very good. So here we have OpenWrt 22.03 running on the Intel N5105, and the architecture is x86 64 right here. So long time ago, I made a tutorial to configure the Quectel EC25 in the QMI mode, and at that time it was working fine. So this is a link to the tutorial. However, recently I have some problem with setting up the connection, and from some of the discussion in the forum, it said that we have some problem with there should be a bug or something, and we have a pull request to fix that, but unfortunately it have yet to be fixed. Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you another way to configure the Quectel EC25 also with QMI mode, but using the modem manager, and it is easier to configure. So basically, first of all, we will need to update the kernel module and install the packages. So let me open edit H. Let's go to 192.168.1.1 accept rules and input my password. So now let's right click to paste the command and hit enter to executive. And you can see we have some problem with the network connection. So let me try to troubleshoot it. So there are some problem with my upstream routers, and if I try to ping google.com, I got a response using IPv6, but my IPv6 is not supported anyway. So I'm going to delete the 1.6 interface. So in your case, you may not need to do that. But anyway, this is just a workaround so that you can apply if you have the same problem with me. So now let's try to ping google.com again, and we have a working connection. So let's do it. So modem manager, copies, right click to paste and hit enter. And basically this command will update the package database, and then it is going to install the KMOD USB serial so that you can establish the serial connection to your modem. And then we also have usbnet, USB serials, WWAN, and then support for QMI as well, WWAN, and another protocol. So this command will install all the required kernel modules except for the minicom, in case you want to access the modem via AT command. So later we will do that. Alright, so we done install the kernel module, and next we will need to install the luci-proto-modemmanager to configure it with Luci, because my tutorials aim for the easier way to configure it. So opkg installed this one. And lastly, in order to establish the serial connection to the modem, I will need minicom. So later I will install that one as well. So opkg install minicom. So right now, I'm not sure if we can check the device, but let's run dmas and let's see. So if you zoom in, you can see that we have something on the log that the QMI1 register for the QMI1 at USB, something like that. And then we have 4 USB to serial interface connected. So we have TTY USB 0, USB 1, USB 2, and USB 3. So the interface and the function will be different. So usually the TTY USB 2 will be the AT serial interface so that you can talk to the modem. So before we start with the configuration for the modem, I will establish the serial connection to the modem first so that we can check the signal. So at first, I'm going to put minicom-s to do the configuration. So I'm going to the serial port setup, hit enter, and press the A keys on the keyboard to change the serial device. So it will be DEV TTY USB 2. So after that, hit enter, enter again. So after that, let's click on the Save Setup and Default, hit enter, configuration, save, very good. So now I'm going to exit from minicom and hit enter. So now let's connect to the modem again by just type in minicom. And very good, we are in. So let's run AT just to say hello to the modem, and yes, we got the response. So next, let's try AT plus COPS question mark to check if we have a network connection or not. And right here it says that we have the telco, which is Mobifone, which is one of the telco in Vietnam, and it says that the connection is good. Another thing, let's say AT plus query network info. Hit enter, and we have it is currently on FDD LTEs, and we have the LTE band trees, and so far everything is good. So now in order to exit from the minicom, you can press the Control and A. After that, press Z and press Q to wake without reset. Alright, so basically the modem is up and running and we are able to communicate with that. And lastly, let's configure the internet, the network connection on OpenWrt. So if I go and hit the add new interface, let's put it 4G for example. Let's go down and right here. Unfortunately, we cannot see the modem manager protocol, so we will need to restart the device. Click perform reboot and just wait for it. So now, since we're going to set up the LTE connection on this N5105 router PC, I'm going to remove the one port because I'm going to use my 4G at the internet source. Alright, so just one cable connect to my PC and that is all. Now let's go and hit the add new interface. For the name, I will put it 4G. The protocol, it will be modem manager, create interface. So right here we can see that it have automatically detects my modem, which is the Qualcomm incorporated Quectel mobile broadband module. Very good. The APN, so usually for most of the telco you don't need to specify your APN, but in order to demonstrate how to do that, I will do it right here. So in my case, it will be WMWAF, and authentication type you can select accordingly, but usually there will be no. But anyway, I just do according to my ISP or my telco instruction. So signal refresh rate, so actually I can leave it at default, I don't need to touch it anymore. Firewall setting, I will add it to the one zone and save. So basically right now you can see that we have no internet connection, and if I try to ping google.com, ping request could not found. Okay, so now let's hit save and apply, and the internet connection should be up and running in just a few seconds. And very good, after I hit save, I can see IPv4 show up right here, and the 4G LTE module is now up and running. Very good, let's try to ping google.com, and we have the response. So let me open the speed test application right here, and alright, let's go. So you can see that the telco or the ISP is detected at mobile phone, which is good, and we are running at around 25 Mbps with just one antenna. So if you want to have a better signal coverage, you should buy a good antenna and utilize the two antenna connector to have a better signal quality as well as a higher download speed. So far, I have shown you how to install the LTE module on your x86 OpenWrt system, and this will also work for the M device such as the NanoPi or Orange Pi or others. Subsidiaries of single board computers, and I do hope this video will be useful for you. So just one thing I forget to show you is that the modem mode, and this one is very crucial as well. So I will show you something about that so that you can play around if there's something is not working. So in order for the interface to work with the modem manager, usually it should be on the QMI mode. Alright, it should be either QMI mode or MBIM mode. And according to the instruction right here, this is only applied for Quectel. You can see that AT+QCFG Quectel configuration, we can change it with the usbnet command. Alright, so in order to change the modem working mode, you can use an added edge. Let's say right here we are using PuTTY, connect to the router. Alright, so now inside OpenWrt, you can run the command minicom again to talk to the modem. And right now the port is TTY USB 2. First of all, run AT to check and say hello. Yes, it's worked. So next we're going to tie in AT plus QCFG equal, and then it will be usbnet. So after running that command, you can see that we are using the usbnet 0, which equal to gobinet or QMI WWAN. So let's say if your device, if your LTE module is running a different mode, you can always change it to this QMI mode by running this command from AT console. Alright, so this is something very crucial for you. Let's say if you wrongly change the mode and the interface is not working, then this is something you can check and troubleshoot. So basically that is all. So if you want to access the minicom again, press Ctrl A Z Q and hit enter. Alright, so that is all about this, how to set up your LTE module on OpenWrt. And in order to configure something advanced, you can try and learn about the watt card on OpenWrt. Let's go to google.com. It will be something like watt card OpenWrt. So basically this watt card application will walk your network interfaces, and let's say if your device is not responding, either ping is not responding or internet connection is not running, it will restart your interface. So this one is very useful if you are using only 4G connection. Alright, so that is all about the configuring the 4G LTEs on OpenWrt with the QMI mode and using the modem manager. And I hope these videos will be useful for you. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one.